All right, we're going to start on deck 4 about midship. This is where you'll find the family harbour. Also, next to this, you're going to find a Camp Ocean and a Dr. Seuss book fill, all within inside that. These are only for people who have family harbour cabins. I did not have one, and it was really early in the morning when I filmed this, so I could try and get an empty ship. So I could not get in, but as you can see, it's quite large. You can get food, games, TVs, everything in there, like snack food, breakfast buffet and stuff for the kids. Now we're going to start the real tour per se on deck 6. This is at the back of deck 6 where we have the Pacific restaurant. This is for the your time dining. There is a couple of things at the front of deck 5. You're going to find that you have the spa up there, a lot of parts of the spa and the salon and stuff like that, but you'd go through the front of deck 6 to get down to it. So I didn't get to film that. But we are going to go from the back of deck 6 all the way up to the front, 7, 8, and then up to the Lido deck areas. So again, this is the your time dining in the Pacific restaurant on deck 6, aft. And as we make our way out of the front of here, you're going to see there's the main desk for the maitre d'. Also on the right hand side, just up here, you have the conference rooms if you have a big group right there. And there's these stairs all the way leading up to the next floors. Be careful, I call them the death stairs. They can be a bit slippery. That is where you'll see the menus and all that good stuff. But there you go, the Pacific restaurant. And now we are going to walk through the area known as Currents. These are all fairly similar to the celebration of Mardi Gras with some slight differences. This is much more similar to the celebration. And there is the Carnival Kitchen. Sign up for these in advance because they do sell out. You'll find them on thecarnival.com under specialty dining. Another one of those death trap steps that goes up top. Just be careful. And now we're going to walk into the Emerils area. This is Emerils Bistro 717, but right at the front they have this cool little interactive map. You can click on any ship in the fleet and see where it is at the given time. It's kind of a fun thing to do. I think they have this on the celebration. I'm not sure about the Mardi Gras. Let's check where the Splendor is. That's where the Splendor is. My last ship that I was on. So that's kind of a cool little map. Right before you get into Emerils, this is Emerils 717, Emerils Bistro 717 to be precise. When I say it's more similar to the celebration than the Mardi Gras, on Mardi Gras this is flipped. So the restaurant is where I'm filming and the seats are on the other side. But they realized it was probably a better idea to put the cooking area behind the main restaurant. And now as we come forward from that, we're going to come into Dr. Ink's. This is where you'll find all your specialty drinks. Now, one thing I noticed, they do serve beer in this one. They don't normally do that. That is where the musician will play, or band, whoever it is that is scheduled for that particular time. Again, this is Dr. Ink's. Yeah, doing beer. They don't do beer on certainly not on the Mardi Gras. Now there's some shops if you went straight ahead there. But I'm going to come down here because I think it's a bit more pertinent to show you what is down here. So a little overflow. And again, for those of you that have been on Celebration and Mardi Gras, you'll find this very familiar. But this restaurant here, this is the set time dining. This is the Atlantic restaurant. And they happen to be set up for Dr. Seuss breakfast. So I got to film and show you what that will look like when it's set up. So again, this is the set time early and late dining in here. You notice it's a lot smaller than the your time and only one level. Because your time dining is so much more popular now. Yeah, kind of lucky to get the Dr. Seuss set up to show you. Was not planned, I can promise you. Now as we continue down here, and there's the maitre d' desk. This is the Golden Mermaid. You'll have bands and everything on the stage right there. And there's all the seating areas. Now Dr. Ink's again is on the opposite side on Celebration and Jubilee as the Mardi Gras. One change you'll notice in the Golden Mermaid is there used to be a step down by those stalls, but there is not one on this ship. I saw a lot of people slip and fall. When I say a lot, 2 or 3, but that's enough. Really cool little not life-size, scale model of the ship there. very detailed if you get to look at it. Now we're exiting Currents. And we're coming into the main center stage area. If you were to look behind me, which we're going to do, you will see there a change machine and an ATM looking back into the Golden Mermaid. And then up here on the left is Cherry on Top. And we're now in Grand Central. Just past Cherry on Top is Java Blue. Be aware there will be a lot of long lines. Now on the Mardi Gras they have more of a grab and go on here. Now it's more beverages you can pick up, and the grab and go is directly over to the right where the sandwiches are. Just be aware it is still there. It didn't disappear, they just moved it. But on the left here is a little hidden gem, if you ask me. In the morning at lunchtimes they'll have all these pastries, and there'll be sandwiches in there as well when they open, and they are free and they are really good, especially after a day of cheers. Now you can make your own coffee and drinks if you want to there. And then this is the main center stage area we are heading into. It covers all 3 decks, but this is the largest seating area. And on the left there, you'll see the center stage bar. But they'll do a lot of shows in here. They'll do a lot in the main theater as well. But this is where they do a lot of their big productions, most of their big productions in here. And if we continue along this area right here, again, we're still in what they call the Grand Central area. You're going to find the Punchliner Comedy Club in there. It's nicely lit up. Very often in the morning it's dark, so I did not need to go in. Trying to save time on this video. But that is the Punchliner Comedy Club. For those geeks out there like me, there is the ship's coin. And now we are forward on deck 6 with the Punchliner Comedy Club on the right, and you have the piano bar here on the left. So we'll just pop in here real quick and show you the piano bar. Now with the comedy club, I didn't go in there, but no, it's not the largest and there will be long lines, so make sure you get there early if you want to get in. But the comedians do tend to repeat shows because of the lack of room. They're never quite the same, but they will repeat them. So often there's 4 shows in one night that are similar. So don't panic if you miss one, go to the next one. But there's the Punchliner Comedy Club. Now we're going to head up to the front of deck 6 before we make our way up to deck 7. Just a couple of things to show you. These are the elevators, obviously. Now on the left here you have the gym. Fitness center as they call it. A couple of very early birds. We're about 6:30 in the morning when I did this. And then in the opposite side, you'll have the spa. Again, a lot of the spa areas are down below on deck 5, directly below here, like the salon and stuff. But this is the door you would go through to get there. And they would just send you down to wherever you need to be. And it was not open at this point, so I could not go in. But that is where the spa entrance is, front of deck 6. Now, we're going to do one more thing, then head up to deck 7. If we make our way down here, you're going to come into the Jubilee Theater, which is the main theater. They'll do some shows in here. They'll do the comedy specials where they have the back-to-back comedians for the 20 minutes each that they do. The comedy showcase, as they call it. So quite a walk. You know, we've only gone down one link for the ship. So as you can tell, this is going to be quite a long video. Being as it's early in the morning, the doors were closed, but that don't stop me. Now, if you're in the Havana cabins like we were this week, this is also going to be your muster station. This was muster station A, was in here. So there you go. This is the theater, nice and large. They don't just do the comedy shows in here. They'll do quite a lot of things in here. I'm pretty sure the military appreciation will be in here. Lots of good stuff. And there's the sound technician area right there. Looking back. Now we're going to continue up and we're going to come out and do our tour of deck 7. Whew, that took long enough. Always a pause because my weak arms. You can do it. I swear there's suction, honest. So we're going to come out of here pretty much straight into the casino. There's some change machines. You can actually change out your winning tickets from the slot machines in there as well, but they won't give you change, just notes. There is the main desk. And you'll see this is a very large casino. It's going to come all the way down here, and straight ahead of you, you'll see the casino bar. Lots and lots of slot machines. More down there, and if you took a left at the end there, there's even more. We're going to keep walking all the way down here. You see how low the ceiling is, so it gets very smoky. I was told that the area to the left of the casino might be non-smoking now. That's not how I understood it before, so if that is wrong, and I apologize. But on the right, as we go down here, you'll see the tables. On the left, more machines. As you'll see, a lot of machines. If anybody is a gambler, because I am not, and they do know where the non-smoking area is in this casino, please put it in the comments and correct me if I am wrong. I always understood that the non-smoking area was the area just ahead here through this door here. Not very big, but I was always led to believe that is a non-smoking area. But yeah, very large casino. Another ATM there. There was an elite cruise on this one. So now we're back out into deck 7, back out into Grand Central. We're just going to double back quickly because I want to show you the look of the center stage from up here. There's some stadium seating right there. It's always recommended to get there early. For some reason, people go and sit there all night. And it's sometimes, oh, there's my favorite slot machine, the free little, no, that was Huff and Puff. No, that was Huff and Puff, I think. This is the Grand View Bar. This will only be open in the evenings when there's events going on, which is pretty much every night. And now there's a look down at the Grand Central. You can see all the windows look like they're open. That is going to become the backdrop later on. All the LED lighting and stuff will show. So during the day you can see out. It's kind of cool sometimes because you'll see them rehearsing for shows. So it's kind of cool. They do that a lot. So you'll see a lot of that going on. But that was just a slight detour there to show you that little area. Again, there's the sound technician boards and where all the production and everything goes on. Oh, there's me. There was Julie in the background. And my friend Jerry was helping us as well this morning. They kind of stand behind me and they go, left is this, right is that. So I delete all that and then I do this talk over. But without them, I couldn't do it. There's some stairs leading down to deck 6. Elevators on the right. But there's some more shops here on the left. As we walk down here, when they do a lot of the special sales and stuff, they will be on the right hand side of these. There's the liquor store, but right here is where they set up a lot of the sales. And there's the art gallery. Now as we make our way down here, straight ahead, you are going to see the Alchemy Bar. But before we get to the Alchemy Bar, we're going to pop into the Limelight Lounge. This is where they typically have the nightclub, the PG comedy, some karaoke. But this is the Limelight Lounge. Again, mainly nightclub and PG comedy and some karaoke. I'm sure there's a few other things. There's some trivias they probably do in here during the week, but primarily comedy and nightclub and karaoke. So that's the Limelight Lounge. So we're going to head back out and show you the Alchemy Bar. I was very lucky this week because we had the two Nicolas. If anybody knows who they are, they know who they are, and they know how wonderful and lucky I was. There you go. There's the Alchemy Bar. And for perspective, we are right above Dr. Ink's. That was it there on the left. So if there is a musician playing in Dr. Ink's, you do hear it up here as well. So that's like a 2-for-1. And there on the left is Emerils Bistro. And there is a bit of an overflow. Now there's something up on the left that's kind of cool. This little monitor here. You can actually control at times what goes on those screens over there. So look out for notices when you can do that. And they do a lot of shows up and down there as well during the week. Kind of fun. Now up here on the right hand side, we're going to have the Steakhouse, the Fahrenheit 555, right there. We'll pop in here real quick and show you. Not the largest of steakhouses, but there's so many restaurant options on this ship. Doesn't really need to be. It's a decent size, but you know, when you consider, I think there's like 6,500 passengers you can get on this ship. But as with all these specialty restaurants, I do recommend booking in advance. Otherwise, you probably won't get the times you want. But you can go into specialty dining on carnival.com and book anything. So that's the Steakhouse. Another part of the art gallery right there. Park West. Now this is the upper level of the Pacific restaurant. This is the Your Time Dining where we started down below. But I'll just pop in here real quick and show you the upstairs area. And then we are done with deck 7. We'll head up to deck 8. The maitre d' desk right there. And again, this is I think the Your Time area is so much nicer than the set time. More open, cleaner, brighter. I think the Atlantic restaurant's a bit dark, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this is nice decorations there. That's looking down into the lower area on deck 6. So we're going to head back out from here and make our way up to deck 8. So right now we are aft. We're going to start aft on deck 8, make our way up to the front of deck 8, and then we're going to head up to the Lido deck. Here you go, Pacific Restaurant. So we'll make our way up here. We're going to head into an area called Summer Landing. A lot to show you on this deck. These are the elevators. This is one way in, but we're going to walk out the other way, so I'll show you both entrances. So as we come out of here, again, like I said, we're heading into Summer Landing. Straight ahead, you're going to find the Pig and Anchor Bar. This is the brewery. You can do brewery tours if you want to for an extra fee, but they do brewery tours during the week. They do brew their own beers, 4 or 5 of them as I understand it now. And there's a Carnival store. Now on the right-hand side is the Pig and Anchor. On the left-hand side is the Heroes Bar. But this is a nice size bar. And if you are lucky enough to be traveling during the NFL season, for example, they have all the games on back here. There's ice cream. Neatly done. Again, this is the Heroes Tribute Lounge. And on the right here, you have the Pig and Anchor. They'll do a lot of trivia in Pig and Anchor. The band plays there quite a lot. There's some little games there, like foosball. There's some restrooms on the right, which not a lot of people know about. You hit a button to go in there, and all your restrooms are in there. You don't have to head back into the middle of the ship. A lot of people don't realize. But we're going to come out here and walk around the back. And on this side here, we have the watering hole. A couple of hot tubs that aren't always that full. Not a huge number of people know about them. So a couple of hot tubs here. And then as you walk around the back area, you'll see some of these chairs. First come, first served. I'm surprised there wasn't already towels out. Because I did this towards the end of the cruise, so people should know where everything is by now. So we're just coming into sunrise, so people are probably sleeping off the night before. Haven't brought the net up from the swimming pool yet, from the pool area. So more chairs here. So now we're at the very back of deck 8 of the summer landing area. Nice quiet place to hang out. Again, not the busiest place because most people will go up to Lido and don't really fill this area out too much. Now straight ahead of you here is the Pig and Anchor barbecue, the lunch version, the free version. And then if you look straight on ahead beyond, there's some more seating. But this is the Pig and Anchor. And there's the menu. And now they're open in the morning for breakfast, but that is going to be inside, as I'll show you in a second. That area there is just for lunch. So we're going to come back into the other side. We're back into the Pig and Anchor Bar area. That's the stage where the band will play, or they'll do trivia from. Now this side area on the left, that is where they will do the buffet and the late night snacks as well, typically. Although I can't say they're great, but they have them. And then we're going to walk along the bar here, and then we're going to continue down deck 8. Some regular drinks over there, juice machine. This is the actual Flavor Town Pig and Anchor Bar. Plenty of seating, as you can see. They do the barbecue in the evening in here. So we came in from the area to the left. We're going to walk out this area to the right, past the Carnival store. And there we have guest services. Probably never see a line that low again. Just past guest services. You do have Carnival Adventures on the right hand side here. Then you have another ATM and a change machine, and you can also check your account on that machine. If you have gift cards, you can enter them on that machine. If you want to pay cash off your account, you can enter on that white machine on the right. And there we have Rudi's Sea Grill. Probably my favorite restaurant on board, although we didn't go in this week. We did a couple of the cooking classes. We did the teppanyaki, which you'll see in a while. We did the sushi, which you'll see in a while. So, yeah, we didn't head in here this week. But there is an outside area to this as well. I'd be wary of going outside at night because it can get windy and it's not much fun. I would always recommend an inside table in here. And make sure you have time. The service isn't always the fastest, but you're getting great food, freshly cooked. So it shouldn't be that quick, should it? So that was Rudi's Sea Grill. So we're going to head back out and continue our way up deck 8 into an area they call the Shores in a second. But before we get there, this is the Coastal Slice. This is the deli area. Always a long line there. A little walkway to go outside there. And then, sorry, Beach Buns was the sandwich area. Coastal Slice is the pizza, my bad. The deli was busier than the pizza when we were on. Yeah, Beach Buns for the pizza, Coastal Slice. So Beach Buns for the sandwiches, Coastal Slice for the pizza. And then up here we have the Marina Bar. And there's an outside area to this as well. And this is one of the smoking sections. So as you can see, even though you didn't see anybody else all around the ship, there was quite a lot of people down there in the smoking section already, so I did not go down there. And there's some seats for the pizza if you want to eat outside. So again, this is the Marina Bar. They do good coffee in the morning, I'm told. I don't drink coffee, but apparently they do good coffee. If the Java Blue is really busy. And now here we have Cucina Del Capitano. So another one of the free restaurants, at least the first time you go. If you go a second time, they typically charge you $5. Although I can assure you that they did not do that this cruise, because I know people that went in twice and did not get charged twice. But we'll leave that there. So this is Cucina Del Capitano. It's a nice large restaurant. And again, there is an outside area as well. So you can see there's plenty of seating in here. It goes all the way to the back there. if you have your time dining, you can check in to sit here at first available table. Same as ChiBang, which I'll show you in a second. Another reason to get your time dining if you have the early or late, not so easy. Nice little photo opportunity there. Again, this is the Shores area. We're going to continue making our way down through Pixels. Nice large Pixels area. Here's the main desk. And now we're through that area. This is the upper level of the center stage area, the Grand Central. And you got some more shops. Shops everywhere. Now here is the sushi restaurant. Bonsai Sushi. We always try and come in here. Never gets too busy. You don't need to make a reservation. Always good food. And then right next to the Bonsai Sushi, we have the Bonsai Teppenyaki. There's the reception desk right there. So we're going to make our way into the teppanyaki, and you're going to see they have 3 teppanyakis set up. They do this lunch and dinner, but this is one I would definitely recommend booking in advance because this does sell out. Very popular. So that's the Bonsai Teppanyaki. And again, this is the upper section of the center stage. You can see out during the day, but in the evening, that's all going to be lit up in amazing graphics on the screens that they put up, on the LED screens that will come down. Looks amazing. They'll do, like I said, a lot of other shows. They do the morning show there and all sorts. So we're looking down on deck 8. So that you can see from deck 6, 7, and 8. The most seating is on deck 6. There's some on deck 7 and a little bit on deck 8, but not a huge amount. So now we're almost at the front of deck 8. On the right-hand side here, you have the Dreams Studio. And then ahead on the right, you have the Havana Bar, but we're going to cut back around to that because I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the Havana area. But on the left here, we have ChiBang, which is the other free restaurant. Specifically, again, if you're your time, you can come in anytime. Just checking on the hub. And there's Jerry and Julie behind me. So again, this is ChiBang, another nice large restaurant. I really enjoyed this restaurant. Well, it's been hit and miss. Most of the time I've enjoyed it. I've had a couple of not so good meals in here, but overall it's been very good. And just to add, they also do a free lunch option in here and in the Italian. Obviously not the same menu, but a free lunch option. So we're just going to come back up here and go into the Havana Bar, and then I'm going to give you a tour of the Havana, and then we'll be finished on the lower levels and we'll make our way up to the Lido. These videos are not short, but if you want to see it all, it takes time. So in here, they will do some karaoke as well. They'll do some trivia, and Latin band will play in here at night. But this is the main Havana Bar. It's a hit and miss. It can be empty. It can be really busy at this place. Well, when there's something going on, it's really busy. But when there's nothing really going on, this can be a nice, quiet bar just to spend some time in. There's the bar there. Now, if you are Havana, Julie opened the door for me. You do need your room key to open the doors now. You can't just get out. But as you can see, there is an outside area for people staying in the Havana. Big difference between this and the Vista class, because here you just have a pool at the back. So small, I won't even embarrass you by showing it. But you have all these seats. There's no hot tubs, just a little pool. And it was quite busy on this cruise when we went out there. There's the outside part of the bar. There's some chairs there. Now you're going to show almost a disaster, because at first I thought this area was blocked and we couldn't get out into the Havana area to show you. So we were just going to show you the sunset or sunrise and then say, yep, we got to go. We can't get in. We were trying to get in. That was me bluffing it. And then as we walked away, Jerry, my hero for the day, worked out how to get in. Do you know what he did? He pulled the handle and it was open. We thought you needed to use your room key. So they called me back. And now I will show you. I was going to edit that out, but I thought it was kind of fun. So these are all the Havana cabanas and some suites. You'll see the numbers are on the outside. You'll also notice the ones closer to the bar have steps to come down. And as we get closer to the front, you'll notice there are no steps. It's kind of lowers. But this is a mixture. Most of these are Havana cabanas, but when you see the larger balconies, there will be some suites. And they have these chairs in front as well. So not as private as you might like, but you really don't see many people come down here. And they are very strict on not letting people in this area. People under 12, they got a hammock there, are not allowed to stay in this area either. So you've got really no chance of kids running around unless they sneak in, and then you can just tell them to leave and they will leave. That is one of the suite patios, because it's slightly larger, as you can see, than the regular Havana cabanas. Now, a tip for you, at the front here, you're going to show some of the more suites and forward extended ones. I wouldn't recommend these. Look at the view you're getting right now. And as we come around the corner to show you these other ones, the view is not nearly as good. Plus, you are looking literally down into the crew area on deck 7. And as you may imagine, a lot of them smoke. So you can get smoke drifting up here. But your view up here really isn't the greatest. You're not at the very front of the ship by any means. So that's one of the suites. And these are some of the forward balconies with the extended balconies. But as you can see, you are looking right down into the crew bar area. You really don't have much of a view. And again, they do smoke, so it can drift up. So on a personal level, rather than get one of these, even though the balcony is really nice, as you can see, I might consider one of the Havana cabanas on the sides, especially if you're going to be spending a lot of time on your balcony. Just a lot more to see. Another one of the suites at the end there. So the suites do have large balconies, don't get me wrong. But and they're very private, I guess, but no view. Now we're going to go on the other side of the Havana cabanas. Again, if you notice, these ones at the very front, they don't have the steps coming down. It's just like a gate to walk out. But the closer to the front you get, you will see they have steps leading up. If that matters. And they have the numbers on all of them, so they're on the opposite side. I'll pan around in a second and show you. But now we're getting into the ones with the steps. And now also the ones with the steps do have those chaise lounges in front. The ones at the back typically don't, but there you'll see the numbers. So I rarely see anybody in these chaise lounges at the front, but again, they come with the ones with the steps. The ones without the steps do not come with these, and they're technically yours. But again, I've never seen anybody in them. They kind of sit there unused. All right, so that's a tour of the Havana area. To end our look at deck 4 for a little bit, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to go up to the Lido deck. So here we are at Lido. This is on deck 16. Kind of midship, but there's a lot of cabins behind, so this is where a natural start would be. And there you have the seafood shack. This is the street eats area, the time fries, the steam dream, and the sizzle, and all that good stuff. They have different options every day, little like tapas, and there's an area you could sit and eat. And there's a drink section right there. So that's good to know that that is there. There is the pool. Now, it doesn't look like the largest area, but it was never really that full. Every time I went up here, there were seats available at every time of the day. So, yeah. On the right side there you have your blue iguana with the tacos and all that good stuff. Burritos. But there's no blue iguana bar up here. Green iguana bar. Blue iguana bar. I'm cracking. I don't even know because there's none. I'm mental blocking, but there's a red frog. Red frog is on 2 levels. So this is the larger of the 2 levels. I tend to go on the deck 17 one, which I'll show you in a second. but there's a lot of seating down here. Yeah, blue iguana. I was cracking up. You know, this is a long video. Give me a break. So we're into the main dining area now, and you'll see there's lots of seating. There's a drink station over there to the left. I'm going to head down here. And like most Carnival ships, you're going to find this is the same this end as the other end. But there are a few differences, like there's an omelette station there. They have a nice gelato station on here you should check out. Well, we weren't quite ready for breakfast yet because, again, I'm very early. But you get the gist of where all the stations are going to be. And the food is different every day, so, you know, it doesn't really help showing you the food. But they were just finishing prepping. Again, we're on deck 16 right now. The green iguana was a, it's going to bother me now, it was a bar chain in the Tampa area. That's, I got green iguana on the mind. More seating here. So lots of seating. And again, like everywhere, there's so many restaurants and choices on this ship that nothing was ever really, really busy. Maybe Shaq's Chicken was occasionally, but nothing too bad. The only time there's a real wait there was when they were waiting to cook more chicken. So again, these are the second lot of stations here. Another omelette station. Pretty much the same on both, but check out the gelato station if you get a chance. Pretty cool. Another drink station right there. Now we're heading to the back of deck 16. As we pass a few more seating areas. One thing I noticed, but on the Mardi Gras, for example, there was a green button you had to hit to open. You don't really have to hit that on this one. It's always there. So this is Big Chicken on the left. We're at the Tides Pool area. Empty right now, but trust me, in an hour it will not be empty. They do breakfast and lunch here. Very popular for a reason. It's very good. Shaq's Big Chicken. And then over here on the left will be the Tides Bar. The Tides Pool Bar officially. Never that busy, that one. And then here you have the Tides Pool area, a couple of hot tubs and a pool, nice sunrise in the background. Now we're going to head up to deck 17. Hang in there, people, we're almost done. He lied. It's a big ship. All right, so again, here we are at the back of deck 17. We'll show you some of these chairs and the views and everything you can get. I remember coming up here, I was on Mardi Gras for the celebration, and we hung out up here quite a bit. Smoking section on the other side, so I try and avoid those. But trust me, it's there, and there was a lot of people, and it was very smoky. The only part of the ship that was busy at this time of the day was the smoking sections. So we're going to come down here. Now on the right hand side coming up here, you're going to see Club O2. Pretty much on the opposite side, we'll show you the entrance. You're going to have Circle C and the warehouse. But coming up right here, and it's a large Club O2. So it's pretty cool. It's going to go all the way down here. As you can see, we're coming back to midship on deck 17 right now. A couple of windbreakers. This is still Club O2 on the right. It's big. Now, a little bit further ahead, we're going to come into Guy's Burgers, which is a bit of a different place than you're used to. So it takes a bit of finding, because nobody expects it to be up on deck 17 behind the upper level of the Red Frog, as you're about to see. But this in here is Guy's Burgers. Because of where it is, and there's another entrance to Club O2, because of where it is, you know, not as busy, and the fact you have Shacks, this doesn't always get that busy. So you're usually quite lucky with not having to wait a long time for burgers at any time of the day here. Now, before we show you the upper level of the Red Frog, I'm going to pop you down here. And I'm going to show you, oh, there's the Merry Band with the windows again. Me, Jerry, and Julie. Straight ahead here, you're going to see the entrance to Circle C. And then on the left is the warehouse with all the games for the kids. Again, not going to go in there. It's very loud and noisy, but you get the gist of what's in there. And there's the entrance to Circle C. So we come back out of this main area here. Back out onto the Lido upper, as it were. One thing I did notice on this ship, and if you've been on the celebration of Mardi Gras, you'll know, if you're sitting up on deck 17, any announcements, you can't hear a thing. But they fixed it, so it is almost too loud. I like it, but Julie said it was too loud of her up here now. You can't please anybody all of the time, can you? But you can hear announcements much clearer up here on this ship than you could on Celebration and Mardi Gras. Because basically they didn't have anything up here. It was all on deck 16 and they hoped it carried. But now there are speakers up here, so very clear. So that's the upper level of the Frog Tiki Bar. And this is where the DJ will play and where the bands will, if there's any bands up here, like a steel drummer, they'll be in there. And now we're making our way down deck 17. Looking down at the Lido on deck 16. Now the front of deck 17 is more cabins. They have some of these as well. They're kind of cool. You could first come, first served on them. They have a couple on either side. But we're going to make our way up to the Serenity area right now. So that's it for deck 17. It's all cabins at the back. So spa cabins, pretty much, will be at the front of deck 17. But we are going up to deck 18 and we're going to hit the Serenity. This is not the Serenity area. These are some extra chairs, but the Serenity is going to start straight up ahead. You'll see the sign. It's a very large Serenity area. And up one more level, you'll see Loft 19, which at first, as you'll see, I didn't think I was going to get in, but I did. So I'm going to give you a tour of Loft 19 as well. There's one of the hot tubs. Some more chairs there. Again, beautiful sunrise. Not many people around. A couple of people in these lounges up here, but very few. There's one. So we're going to go all the way around the front. On the left is the bar and the little pool, but I will show you that on the other side. So yeah, as you can see, a very large Serenity area. Lots of larger beds for two and for one. A lot of half clamshell, if that's what you call them. I can honestly say I've done a lot of Carnival cruises, I'll leave it there, and I've never actually sat still for 10 minutes in any of these on any deck, so, but I'm sure they're lovely. I don't have the attention span to sit still. But yes, it does get busy during the day up here, and very soon after this, people will start coming up to claim the good chairs, what they consider to be the good chairs, especially the ones in the shade. So this is the very front now of deck 18 on the Serenity. Now we are almost there, everybody. So now we're on the opposite side. I'm going to pop in here and show you the pool. Not the largest pool, but there is a pool nevertheless. Right there. And there is the bar. And then one thing to show you on the right of the bar is the salad area. Fresh Creations, they call it. And they do really, really good salads there on sea days. So I do recommend that. Now we're almost back out of Serenity on the other side. And this is where the entrance to Loft 19 will be. So you'll see a little bit of terrible editing in a second. Because as we came down here, it was roped off. So I finished the filming and then I came back an hour later and they were setting it up and I was able to go in and they let me in and do a tour. So yeah, watch this terrible editing. So right now, oh look, there I am. This is an hour later, so the sun will be a lot brighter as well. And I also filmed this as a second part, so more terrible editing coming up. So there's the entrance to Loft 19. Now, if you have certain suites, you can come in here and get a guaranteed chair, but the cabanas are never free, and they are not cheap. I think they're in the region of $500 a day. They do offer a weekly special, these cabanas I'm talking about. They do offer a weekly special for the cruise often where you can get one for $2,000 for the week, but what if you go on ashore? So it doesn't really, and what if there's bad weather? Yeah, these cabanas that you're looking at are $500 a day. And that price could change anytime. And they never, that I've seen it, that busy. So I don't know. I don't know why they don't give, like if you had the presidential suite, for example, don't you think you should get one free cabana with all the money you're spending? But no, you don't. So they were just setting up for the day. I mean, the nice cabanas, don't get me wrong, but for that money, not so sure. And I'm also going to give you a heads up on something in a second that might make you think twice about going in the upper tub area they've got. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Let's call it an illusion. So here's some more chairs. Again, this is the special area on deck 19 that not everybody can get to go into, Loft 19. So you'll see we're looking down at the Serenity area. There's some more cabanas there. Looking down on Serenity, so you can see those pools that overlay. I'm just going to tell you, if you are sitting down on the Serenity and you look up and somebody gets in those pools, let's just say the optical illusion makes you look 2 or 3 times bigger than you actually are. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, you could be seen very clearly in those pools from down below. These are the ones I'm talking about on the right. There's a see-through window at the front that everybody from down below can see. Very strange. And there's a shower. So we're just finishing up a tour of Loft 19. You can see how large it is. And it would be virtually unused all day. So many cabanas. Literally a waste of space to a large extent because of the lack of people using them. Maybe you've been on a cruise and they've been busy. I've been on the XL ships 7 times now, I think. And I snuck up here a few times and I've never seen many people up here. Certainly not the cabanas. Quite a few people in these chairs, yes, because they come with the XL suites. Not sure if they come with the ocean suites or not. If anybody knows that, put it in the comments because I don't do suites. All right, so that's Loft 19. And now we are edited back to where I was walking by with the straps in front. And we are going to wrap up this tour with a look at, amongst other things, the boat and the playground and the running track. It's like on next week's episode, but no, it's coming up on here in just a few moments. So again, these chairs here are not part of the Serenity deck. Anybody can sit in these chairs. At least as I understand it. Again, I don't sit in these chairs. But the Serenity sign was back behind. Look at that sunrise. So we're back to normal time now. The Loft 19 was jumped ahead an hour or two. So we're going to pop back down to deck 17, walk up to deck 18 where you can see the roller coaster and all that good stuff, and then we'll wrap up. A couple more of these little cabana area things here. I don't know what you'd really call them. But again, these are first come, first served. I really thought these would be taken early in the morning by people, but nope. I mean, it's 7 o'clock, it's quite early, but not that early. There's the big screen on the left, as you can see. And we're walking back the Red Frog Tiki Bar on the left-hand side there now, the upper level on deck 17. That's where you'll find me during the day. We're going to go up these stairs here. Guy's Burger's on the left, but we're going upstairs. Homeward stretch, everybody. If you're still in there, I'd like to throw a question out. My question today is, what time of the day did I take this video? Morning, lunchtime, or evening? And you'll see there was some ping pong tables and stuff there. There's the basketball court. That's my little tester to see if you stuck with me to the end. The answer was, obviously, morning for sunrise. A lot of clamshells up and down here for people that just want to get away. But you're going to have the noise of the roller coaster, as you can see the track right above you, going over your head the whole time. Not the whole time, you know. And one thing of the roller coaster, a tip for you, if you're going to do it early in the cruise, because if ever there's a day it's windy and you never know when it's going to be windy, they shut it down. So the first opportunity you get, I would take it to make sure you actually get for it to run. I do know in ports, some of the times in ports it runs, but in some ports, like in San Juan, this is a, I know people comment, the systems could be jammed there because of the radio frequencies. So you typically don't have it running in San Juan. But most ports you can run it when the ship's in port. Just not San Juan, unless they changed it. That definitely was the case. But you can see it here. And now we're at the back of the Waterworks. And there's the golf course. And of course we had the ropes course as well. The ropes course at one point goes out over the ocean. You have to push yourself around. That's a little bit scary. Not for me. One of these Waterworks, the orange one, is a trapdoor one. Yeah, not for me. Good luck. Here's the entrance to Bolt. And if you want to get some pictures and you're too scared to go on Bolt, there's one there. There's the entry up to Bolt. We're also on the running track right now, which is a weirdly narrow running track. Up ahead you'll see the ropes course. That's the bit, I believe, where you go out over the ocean. You just have to kind of push yourself and swing around while you're holding on and then come back on around the corner. No. No again. Yep, so we're just in the final leg of our tour of Carnival Jubilee. There's the other side to the basketball court. So we've taken you from the family harbour area on deck 4 up to all the main activity areas, I guess, restaurants and food and stuff on 6, 7 and 8. And then all your relaxing and sporting areas up on deck 16 through 18. So I hope that was a useful tour for you. During the day here, they typically have cornhole, but it wasn't out right now. But yeah, so that's it. A little scoreboard at the end saying what's what. All right, I hope you enjoyed that little tour of Carnival Jubilee. Little tour, long tour. Sunrise. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.